Most of the information online with Mercury Gate is very intellectual. Today, I want to talk about the energy of your Mercury Gate and actually give you something to implement into your business. So, in this episode, we're going to dive into Mercury Gate, but from a actually implementable perspective instead of just an intellectual perspective. Hey, I am Rachel, and if we've never met before, so happy that you're here. I love talking about human design and messaging and marketing and how we're showing up online as our authentic selves. Firmly believe that we all have something very unique and specific to say to the world. So let's get into the episode. Mercury Gate. If you try to implement your entire chart all at one time, like it's going to feel overwhelming. It's going to feel like it doesn't work and that you're just confusing yourself. That being said, if you're feeling called to Mercury, feeling like you keep seeing it everywhere in content and what people are saying, and you just feel like your Mercury Gate is the next piece of the puzzle that you want to dive into, start with the conscious side, the black side, and then you can go and look at the unconscious. But the way that I look at Mercury is different than what a lot of other people, it's not going to give you a words specifically, but it is going to give you the undercurrent, the resonance, the mission, if you will. It's not necessarily going to be something you talk about in your messaging every single time, but it's the undercurrent. It's the thing that kind of permeates and weaves into all aspects of your business and your message. Same with Mercury Gate. It is woven into your message. Now, every gate has different expressions. If you're into gene keys, looking at the gene keys of your Mercury Gate can also be really, really helpful. So taking gate 12, which is my Mercury Gate as the first example, there is a low expression. Gate 12 it's called the channel. It is all about words, which I freaking love. I love that, but I love to talk about the words. It also can be the gate of caution. It is a gate that it doesn't flow naturally. It actually can feel very restricted especially when you're in the shadow frequency of gate 12. It feels like I can't talk. I feel like I have a lump in my throat. Especially if I don't feel confident in what I'm talking about, I stumble over my words and I just can't come up with the right words, or it's just not trusting. If I don't trust the energy of this gate 12 and the channel, and trusting that my words do matter and that I can channel them, that they don't have to come from me and my brain, I can literally channel them, it becomes so much easier to show up and talk and share my work. When we look at Mercury Gate, like there's so much information out there about each of the gates now. It's not like this is hidden information. You can easily access this information. I want to show you how to implement it. I want to show you how to actually use the information in your message. So we're looking at the shadow and we're looking at the higher expression. How are you showing up in that shadow now? Does that shadow resonate? When I looked and read about gate 12 and feeling like there's a lump in your throat, there's like you can't speak, it's blocking the flow of the channel, that made sense. I was like, of course, when I'm not excited, when I don't feel confident in what I'm about to share, which there's a lot of things that I'm not confident about, but there's a lot of things that I am confident about. And it's trusting the things that I am confident about and talking about those. And also, I will say with gate 12, I've learned to ground, meditate, be in my own authentic energy first before doing things like recording or writing content, so that I am open to the channel. I am open to source being and telling me what I need to say. I don't have to come up with it. And that is such a relief, to be honest, once I understood how to like really embody the channel, the higher expression of this energy. It takes that weight off of like, what do I need to say? What do I need to and I know that when I'm in the lower expression, I'm asking those questions. What do I need to say? What is my niche? What are the pain points? What's the transformation? I know that I'm in the lower expression of this gate and that I need to come back to my authentic expression. I need to hold the phone, stop writing content, stop putting so much pressure on myself to figure it out. There's nothing to figure out. I have to embody that channel energy, and then everything flows. So to give you an example, I wrote some different things because I don't want to come up with things on the spot. But Okay, so gate 12, if I were in the lower frequency trying to work out exactly what I was supposed to say and making sure I felt confident in it and like forcing that energy a little bit more, it might sound something like, are you struggling to find your voice in business? Do you feel like your messaging just isn't landing the way you want it to? In this program, you'll learn proven strategies to clarify your message, attract dream clients, and finally feel confident in your content. There's so many like industry words and like, this is what I'm supposed to say. And this is what, like, it sounds clear. It sounds like that should work, but it's literally dead. Like, it's not channeled at all. This is the conventional way to do it. And I know that when I'm in the channel energy, when I'm in that higher frequency, I don't necessarily say things that are industry standard. They're actually quite the opposite. And so for me, like the aligned it be I wrote something and I was like, that isn't even what I would say. I would literally just come out and say it. There would be no preemptive or scripted version of it. It would be exactly what needs to be said in that moment. This is why I think I struggle a lot with scripting things, or I don't like teleprompters. It feels scripted to me, but then I can schedule it out. So I would start seeing how this energy weaves into all of your messaging. I talk a lot about it being the mission behind your message, the mission behind your business. How can you weave that higher expression into the mission of your business? So for me, it'd be helping you understand how to be that channel. And I can't teach you to be the channel unless I'm the channel, right? And this is the embodiment piece of this, is that you embody and lead first, you pave the way first, and then others come behind you. So understanding what is that energy that you need to embody. All right. I want to give a couple other examples that aren't me specifically. So I wrote down gate 1. There are two different ones, gate 1 and gate 31. Obviously, there's 64 gates. I'm not going to go through every single one. This is actually why I have the codex, because I've broken it down inside of the codex. If down below, you'll see the link to grab the $47 report. It will break down all the different aspects of your chart, including your Mercury, and how you can embody more of your Mercury energy in your messaging. It's going to show you how to do that with examples inside of that report, so you can grab it. But I want to give a couple examples here in this video to give you an idea of what we're doing with the energy. It kind of made sense, of course. Of course, Rachel is gate 12. But what if you're not gate 12? Okay. Gate 1, self-expression. This one, if you have gate 1, honestly, anywhere in your chart, where you, especially in the predominant things like Sun and Mercury, North Node, those areas, I want you to know that it is your authentic expression. There is no one that can tell you how to show up. You have to understand who you are. So if you feel like you don't know who you are, that is the journey to go on. That's the journey right there. Everything else will follow. I feel like most gate 1s that I meet have a pretty good idea of who they are, but they're not necessarily giving themselves permission to show up as that person. They may be totally authentic in their personal lives, but online, they're like, well, I have to be more polished and professional, or it needs to look like branded and all perfect. Or they're hiding some other aspect. Maybe they're hiding the more spiritual side of them, or they're not fully showing up as themselves. And as gate 1, it is authentic expression. So if you are hiding some aspect, or you're not giving yourself permission to truly be yourself, that's the shadow, my friend. That is something that you need to look at and go, what am I not giving myself permission for? Because on the flip side of gate 1 in the higher expression, it's deeply feeling that you are you and nothing else matters. Like, you are just yourself. It's so hard to find the words because there aren't words. Like, it is an expression. It's an energy. There's not specific words because it's different for each person, but you feel it when someone is their authentic self, when they are like just showing up as them. Like, there's no filters. There's no trying to pretend to be anything other than themselves. Like, you can feel it, and it's going to look different to our eyeballs. It's going to look different to our eyeballs for each person that has this gate 1, but ultimately it feels very different if they're not being themselves. And I want to ask you the question. If you have gate one, like asking yourself, is there a part of me that I'm not fully honoring within my business and within my branding? And why am I hiding that? Why do I feel like I can't be that, or I can't show that, or I can't have that as part of my brand? Because that is honestly holding you back, and people feel that. They feel that you're not being fully honest when you show up. That's the lower frequency. But the higher frequency is like, these are the people that are a little on the quirky side. They're a little bit like, you're weird and I like it. Who have like embracing the wild side, embracing your weird, like all of that stuff is so gate one in the highest expression. So again, ask you like, what is the weird thing that you are or do, or that like maybe, I don't know, like the Star Wars is your thing or whatever. Whatever. I feel like, what is it? Shoshana Raven? I don't know if she has gate one, but I feel like she does because she is so uniquely herself. She gives herself full permission to be her very eccentric self and full permission unlocked, right? That's gate one. And not to say that you have to be that eccentric, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what are the parts of you that you are not giving yourself permission to show? That's the unlock. Okay. So if you were looking at messaging, the lower expression, like I'm hiding something. You're like, this is for a life coach. I should give that preface too. Like a life coach that does nervous system work. Okay. And they have gate one as their Mercury. Are you stuck in fight or flight, constantly anxious, overwhelmed, dysregulated? My signature nervous system regulation method combines somatic practices, somatic theory, and proven techniques to help you finally calm your body. And you can stop living in survival. Like it's very coachy speak, number one, which is not good, especially as gate one. Like you're not talking coachy speak. You're not talking perfect perfection. It's like an AI bot wrote it versus, right? Having something like, I don't think your nervous system is actually dysregulated. I think it's been telling you that for years and you've been calling it a problem. It's gate one is here to point out something that is unique because you are unique. Each of us is, but gate one specifically has something unique. What are you not giving yourself permission to talk about and talk about in your way? That's the embodiment work, okay? And you're weaving that throughout your entire message and throughout your entire brand and how you're showing up in social media and marketing your offers and talking about your offers, all of it. It's woven in it. Like there's this unique perspective that you have and you're sharing it from your unique self. All right. 31. Let's talk about gate 31 from the perspective of somebody that's like a holistic coach. Gate 31 is leadership, but it's leadership. Whenever somebody that has gate 31, either Mercury, Sun Gate, the predominant ones, they're like, yeah, I don't want to be a leader. It's like this, it's called more democratic leadership because you're elected in. It's people are choosing you to be a leader. You don't necessarily want to be a leader. Okay. But you are an incredible leader when others see you and pick you and say, you need to lead us. You need to show us the way. We're watching the show Yellowstone right now. And when John Dutton, right, the big guy, he becomes the governor of Montana, he doesn't actually want to be governor of Montana. He is doing it to save his business, but like everyone is supporting him because they're like, yes, lead this direction. Like you see a vision, you see a way of being that we need a leader for. No one has articulated and said, this is where we should go. And in the way that he's doing it, like he's doing something completely saying, leave Montana, be Montana, the old way of being Montana. We don't want the new. No one had ever said that. No one was saying that. But yet here he was saying, this is what Montana needs. I don't want to be the leader, but everyone's saying, yes, be the leader. You need to lead this. That's the democratic, like you're being picked. You don't necessarily, but you have such a unique way of looking at things that people are like, oh my God, yes, show us the way. Okay. So within your message, within the energy of your message, it's looking at, number one, do you feel like you have a vision that like there's this direction that you're going? And are you sharing that? Or are you in this more like, I'm just trying to market the pain points and the transformation and doing what I'm told? What is your vision? Weaving that into the mission of your brand, of your business, of your message will help you stand out among all the other holistic coaches, if that's what you are. So the lower expression being like, I'm I'm too scared to be the leader. I'm not going to have a direction. I'm not going to say, I don't want to be the leader. I'm going to hide. Versus the Democratic leader has the vision. You're not necessarily out here wanting and saying, I want to be a leader and trying and getting yourself into politics, but you're out here saying, this is the way that we need to go. This is how we've been thinking about this all wrong. And this is, I think, really what's best for everyone. And when you're talking about that, that's when people go, oh my gosh, yes, lead this way, lead us. As an example, word-wise, the lore expression could be like, as high-achieving women in business, you know how easy it is to put your health back on the back burner. You're running a company, managing a team, showing up for your clients, but your body is paying the price. My one-to-one holistic health coaching helps ambitious women look like you reclaim their energy, optimize their hormones, finally feel good as their business looks, right? So it could literally, this is another way to tell if your statement is aligned with you and your higher expression. Could this be you? Or could this be any coach? That could literally be any coach. It has no specificity to why them, their unique perspective, any of it, right? It is blah. It's taken the points, the ideal client, and the transformation, and then lumped it together, but it sounds like every single other health holistic coach out there. That's how you know that your message is not in alignment with who you are, because it could literally be said by anyone. Versus having the higher expression of Gate 31, here's what I'm watching happen with women in business right now. You're building something that's amazing, impactful, has so much impact in the world, and it's working. The income is there, but quietly behind the scenes, you're running on caffeine, broken sleep, and assuming that you'll deal with your body later. Nobody's saying it out loud because you've all agreed that doing it all is the price that we have to pay to be taken seriously. So it's seeing what people are actually doing and going, hold up, we can't do this. That's like John Dutton saying, hold up. Everyone's talking about progress. Progress is supposed to be the way to go. And he's saying, hell no, that is not okay. We're forgetting our roots. We're forgetting the ranters. We're forgetting who we are. That's Gate 31. Okay. I kind of love that I came up with the John Donne thing on the spot. I hadn't even thought of it till I hit record. So anyway, do you see this is how we embody the energy of our Mercury Gate and why it matters. Okay. Because when we weave in this higher frequency energy of our Mercury Gate, that our message starts to take on its own unique signature. My dream is that we're not doing things from a formula alone, that we can take the formula, but we're using it with our own expression, with our own energy, with the way that we are meant to communicate. The frameworks, the templates, they're all just like the cherry on top. We can use that if we need some guardrails, but ultimately we trust ourselves. We trust the words that are coming in our mouths, that we are a channel, because you are a channel. That's what I teach. You are the channel, but you have to trust it. You have to trust the way that your frequency works is exactly how it's meant to come out, that we don't have to perform. We don't have to structure it into these frameworks that everyone says are the thing that works. We get to do it our own way. So that's the energy of Mercury. I would love to hear, what is your Mercury? Drop it down below. I will give you some little tidbits on it. If you feel like you're like, what? I don't understand. Definitely go grab the codex if that is of interest to you and you want to learn more about your human design. I also have this frequency channel challenge coming up on June 1st. Super excited to show you exactly how you're repelling clients, how you're just blocking everything in the wrong frequency, trying to look for the clarity outside of yourself, and instead how to really understand your human design from a messaging perspective and create messaging that feels like you, feels alive, has legs, has the ability to go out, make a difference and an impact and income within your business. So that link is down below as well. And I'll see you next week.
Your voice is the portal, not the plan. Not the template, not the trend.